Greetings. I'm Thomas Caldwell of the Aurelian Column, and this is a special report on Election 24, The Struggle for Power. Yeah, that's a little over the top, I admit, but then again, this entire election is over the top. This entire year has been over the top. So why not laugh at it a little bit? Anyways, there's a lot going on. We no longer have an election day in the United States. We have an election season. And that brings with it all sorts of interesting phenomena. Let's go into what is being reported. First off, Pennsylvania. All sorts of reports of machines not working, ballots not being counted properly, people being told to stop voting hours before they're supposed to be able to vote. Well, Pennsylvania seems to be where this is going to be decided, at least as of today. There are some other reports that are pretty weird. Maryland, there have been reports of voting machines. Yes, these voting machines that are computer screens that, well, you know how bad that can get. Well, there's supposed to be cases where people have voted for Harris, and then, according to the reports, the ballot is being registered for someone else. I tend to think that's a conspiracy theory. I've yet to see any evidence of that. But there are reports around the United States of these electronic ballot machines being weird. This is not going to be as clean an election as was in the good old days back when we had civility in this country and everybody was out for the common good. You know, we can't have that anymore. North Carolina seems to be going to Trump, according to not just the polls, but also the fact that the Harris campaign seems to be pulling out of it. They've pulled a lot of advertising. That's come from a couple of sources. All the polls are being conducted from various sources. They are indicating Harris is ahead here. Let's be real honest, folks. And even if you're a left-winger listening to me, if this is a fair election, given the political momentum, the general discontent, there's no way Trump would lose in a fair election. So, and nobody in their right mind is going to want to vote for Harris. At least, well, there's not many people in this country that are in their right mind, so we'll see how that goes. But there's all sorts of interesting reports. Like one person I know was saying that they don't know anyone in New York City who's voted for Harris. Wouldn't that be weird if New York went for Trump? Let's put something into perspective here. This is going to get messy after the election because neither side is going to capitulate to the other, especially the Democratic side, because they have so much to lose. And they are so good at cheating. Now, to be fair, they've been cheating for a very long time. And although this goes against the grain with some people that are John F. Kennedy worshipers, it's generally considered fact that had things been honest in 1960, Richard Nixon would have been elected president. Illinois went to Kennedy barely, and that was because of Chicago. And back in the day, there was a fellow named Mayor Richard Daley who had a machine. If Nixon had made a stink back then, he probably would have become president in 1960, but, well, he thought at the time it wouldn't be good for the country. Things have changed so much. What's going to happen is this. One side is not going to capitulate to the other. One side is not going to say, yes, the other guy's won, we support him, and we hope he or she is going to do well. No, I don't think that's going to happen. So, what do? Well, quite obviously, so many people have voted. It's more than 50 million so far, and that's quite a bit. And I myself have been out to places in Virginia, West Virginia, and I also stopped by at some places in Maryland. And there are so many people who are voting, or were voting, during the business week in the middle of the day. It was shocking. Even in places like West Virginia, where they have 4 electoral votes and it's a certainty to go to Trump, people were voting in one town. I was told 1,000 people a day were showing up to vote early. Maybe they just want to have popcorn and watch the fireworks on Tuesday. What is going to be important is for people to remain as civil as possible. And there have been cases of violence. Nobody killed so far, thank goodness, but there have been cases of people fighting on airliners if someone's wearing a MAGA cap or something like that. So where is it looking? It looks like if Pennsylvania goes to Trump, he wins. Georgia's looking good, but these polls are not reliable, people. They really aren't. They weren't reliable back in 2016. And considering they're put together by not news organizations in many cases, but by propaganda operations for the left in the United States, well, who are you going to believe? What I would recommend people do is wait and watch. Things are going to get really interesting after Tuesday night. That's it for today. If you like what you hear, or I should say, if you like what's being reported, or if you like the fact that it's being reported, please like and subscribe and consider a paid subscription. I also do have a fundraiser now for new equipment. I welcome feedback. You can reach me at feedback@aureliancolumn.com. That's feedback@aureliancolumn.com. I'm up on Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry, not Twitter anymore. It's X. Yes, got to get that right. My handle there is MICCAMPEN. That's MICCAMPEN. I'm up on Telegram. The handle there is, of course, the Aurelian Column. And I'm in a few other places, not Facebook. If you listen to this regularly, you'll know that. Until we meet again, until our next report, be good, be safe, be vigilant, and remember, Clown World must be destroyed. Good day.